Hi guys, today is May 7th, 2020, futures pointing to a much higher open as actually hopes for reopening the economy, fueling the markets, and actually jobless claims came in at 3.16 million, worse than expected, but still people are optimistic about opening the economy and futures are higher. So let's jump to SPY. ETF for S&P 500, and that symbol is going higher, looks like pre-market, but I'm watching this convergence of Magda here, and that worries me a little bit, but still the futures are higher, and SPY looks like it's going to open higher, so I am neutral on SPY at this point. So let's jump to corporate earnings. Square, let's start with Square. Some people were asking me about Square earnings, and they reported earnings miss as it allocated more reserve for credit losses. Revenue beat though, and they said that they saw the trends improving in April, and they see the momentum in its cash application. And they also said that the bigger customers are starting to use the service. So in general, actually was not that disappointed in these quarterly earnings, and I actually was surprised that it was dropping pre-market, but now it's recovering a little bit, and I actually think that it's a good opportunity to get in Square. I actually kind of like the earnings, so I think it would be a good opportunity on a pullback to get into the stocks. Stock symbol SQ. PayPal, PYPL. Okay, they're rising a lot pre-market, and they reported earnings miss and withdraw guidance. However, CEO Dan Schulman said on a conference call that April was probably the best month since the company became independent in terms of the activity and sales volume, and they also said that they added 7.4 million accounts, so that was a monthly record. So, and they saw the momentum continuing into May, and the company's shares are higher. PayPal is a really good company. I think has a big future. So if it drops a little bit below into 130 area, I think it's a pretty good buy in my opinion. Even though it's trading very high, but if it drops, that's a good opportunity to get into the stock. PYPL. Okay, next company is ITSI. Okay, so ITSI reported that they fell 9 cents shy of estimates. Revenue beat though, and revenue got a boost from sales of face masks. Actually, I was expecting a better number for Mitsui, tell the truth, and it's trading very high in my opinion. It's RSI over 70 on the charts. So I would let it fall. I mean, I would not pick up the stock, even though it's a good company. It's a good stock to get in. But because of the technical indicators, and I mean, with these set up, they need to report a perfect number, and they did not report a perfect number. So the stock will probably fall, and I would not pick up the shares at this time. Okay, GrubHub. Okay, GrubHub reported adjusted flat earnings. That actually was a beat because there were analysts expecting a loss of 3 cents, and revenue was above, though they saw the active diner growth decreased from previous quarter, and daily orders also decreased from previous year. So, but they also said that the trends were improving, and actually I was surprised. That they were kind of recovering. I mean, I was surprised by the strength of the earnings. So I thought the earnings was going to be really bad because a lot of corporate offices are closed. I mean, pretty much like 90% of corporate offices are closed, and they draw a lot of revenue from corporate delivery services. And but in general, I mean, the numbers were not as bad as I expected, and maybe if it pulls back, maybe it could be a good swing trade, in my opinion. FOXA. Okay, FOXA reported pretty actually good numbers. Big beat on EPS. Revenue stopped. They also said that advertisers were cutting back, especially in the smaller markets. But I think FOXA is trading pretty low in my opinion. I mean, it was at one point less than a year ago. It was trading at $52. I mean, it was cut in half, and it's reporting a pretty decent number. So I think it's a good time to look at FOXA more closely. Okay, Wynn. Wynn Resorts. That's a better casino. I mean, as you know, the casinos are closed, and I'm not very optimistic about the casinos. They reported wider loss, revenue also below estimates, suspended dividend. I mean, people are optimistic because they think that the casinos will open and things will jump back to normal, but I'm not optimistic that much. And I would be staying away from casino stocks such as Wynn or MGM or any other casino stock at this point of time. Okay, Lyft. Lyft reported a wider quarter first loss. Revenue though beat estimates and jumping 23%. But they also said that they see positive signs of demand improving. So that was a big statement from Lyft, and actually people are optimistic about Lyft. On the heels of the revenue beat, actually, and I think Lyft is a pretty good buy in like 28 area, in my opinion. Even though it's jumping pre-market at 30, so I would let it open, maybe come down a little bit, and then pick up some shares, maybe. Okay, Teva. Teva Pharmaceuticals, they're rising pre-market a lot, and they reported huge beat on earnings, 17 cents above estimates. Revenue also higher. They saw the strong demand for its generic and over-the-counter drugs, and reaffirmed its outlook. That's a pretty good company to get in. I would be interested to trade this company. The results were very strong. I mean, strong enough for me to trade it, and I think I will be interested in Teva today. Okay, Costco Wholesale. They actually reported 4.7% drop in comparable store sales. And they said that the sales were impacted by mandatory closures and social distancing. So that's actually unexpected news from Costco. I actually thought that they benefited a lot from this pandemic because people were cleaning their shelves. But in general, I mean, Costco is trading pretty high, all things considering this news. So I would leave Costco alone at this point, and would be looking to pick up shares closer to $300. Okay, Moderna. Okay, Moderna reported that they received FDA approval to proceed with its phase 2 trials. So that's big news for Moderna, and shares are going higher. And I mean, they're jumping to like almost $56 pre-market. It's a bit too steep for me to get in. But in general, Moderna looks like it's going higher, and I'm holding shares and I'm not selling yet. Okay, so also in this space, I like Inovio Pharmaceuticals. That's also higher. I didn't have many news today, but that could be an alternative to get in instead of getting into Moderna. And Vir Biotechnology. I'm not sure why Vir was trading lower yesterday, but Vir is a pretty good pickup in the 29-30 area to me. Okay, Gilead also had some news. So Gilead reported that Japan approved their remdesivir treatment, and Gilead is a little bit higher pre-market, but Gilead is not going to benefit from sales of remdesivir that much. I mean, first of all, they donated a big portion of their remdesivir. I think the whole 1.5 million vials that they produced, they donated to federal government to distribute among patients. But in general, it's just a name recognition for Gilead. I like it in mid-70s, low 70s area, but in 80s, I consider it a sell. Okay, so that's it for Gilead. JetBlue reported wider loss, revenue below expectations, cash burn to be reduced to 10 million from 18 million. And they also said they reached the agreement with federal government to receive 936 million in federal aid under CARE Act employee protection program. So I mean, in general, out of the airlines, probably JBLU and Delta are my favorite ones. And it's not a horrific number from JBLU. I mean, the 10 million cash burn is a lot lower than other airlines. And of course, they're smaller airlines. But I was pretty impressed with with how they're handling this crisis. So JBLU, in my mind, closer to $8 could be a decent pickup. RTX. Raytheon Technologies. Okay, so Raytheon reported adjusted $1.78 versus $1.22 in profit. Revenue also beat, but withdrew its guidance. As you know, Raytheon merged with United Technologies recently, and the United Technologies is what's hurting them the most, because United Technologies has a lot of aerospace contracts, and that's the industry that's struggling right now. But Raytheon receives a lot of defense orders from federal government, so that's what's working for them. And in general, Raytheon I like, and they didn't say anything about their dividend, and so they're continuing to pay about their dividend. And I think in the $60 area, it's a pretty good buy in my opinion. Okay, a little bit of a smaller bio. BMRA, I'm sorry, BioAmerica. BioAmerica is trading higher today because they said that they received CE mark for new high volume version of 10-minute tests and expanded its international distribution. CE mark is the like a certification test, and that gives this company a lot more credibility than other test companies. In general, I don't like test companies, but this one is interesting, and I think it could be a good, interesting swing trade for me. Okay, Fastly. Fastly is the internet content delivery network company. Reported better than expected results, guided higher for Q2 and full year. So that's an interesting company to get in right now, trading significantly higher. If it comes down, it could be a good swing trade. FSLY. And in the same space, I like Akamai Technology on a pullback. Akamai Technology on a pullback, and it's trading higher this morning. Okay, TWLO. TWLO, and that's a cloud communication platform and service company. It allows software developers to programmatically send and receive phone calls and other communication. Reported better Q1, and Q2 guidance was also above estimates, trading above yesterday's prices, significantly above yesterday's prices. So if it comes down, could be a good trade. TWLO. And GoDaddy also reported numbers, and reported pretty good numbers. Actually, Q1 announced a 500 million buyback program, and that's a pretty good company to get in, closer to $70. Okay, that's it, guys. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel and click the like button, and I'll see you tomorrow.